Hey guys, this is Sam with Stay at Home Stitching. I just wanted to share with you what I am doing for my temperature quilt this year. And I have decided to go with a crazy quilt type of square. And it's one square per week. I'm going to do, so I'll have 52 at the end. And then I'm also going to add in 4 season squares, and then that'll give me enough to do a rectangle. I'm just going to do 8-inch squares, and I'll decide what I want to do between the sashing and all of that later. But today I wanted to start my first 2 weeks. We've had 2 weeks of the year. I wanted to do my first 2 blocks with you and share the process. I probably won't share every block with you along the way, but I just thought that I would share this idea with you. I haven't really seen it anywhere else, but I mean, just because it's not on the internet doesn't mean that it hasn't happened before. Just a second, let me get my example. Okay, so an example of a kind of crazy wonky quilt square that I have done before is this. Hopefully that focuses. These are little coasters that I made with some different scraps. Obviously, I'm going to use bigger pictures or bigger pieces because they won't, like I only want 7 pieces per square, and it's an 8-inch square, which this is 4 by 4. So yeah, that's the idea. And I thought I would share the process with you. If you guys are making any temperature projects this year, I would love to hear about them. If you can comment below and let us know what you're doing. Before I go over to my desk, I would love if you all would subscribe, like this video if you'd like the content, turn the notifications on so that you don't miss any uploads in the future. Okay, let's go over there. Okay, so I have here my temperature tracking for the first 2 weeks. I have everything written down here, and then the color that I have put here. And then here is the whether it snowed or not. It snowed at some point in the 24-hour period of that day, every day, except for 2 days this year so far. So what I'm going to do on the days that it snowed, I am going to embroider little snowflakes on that piece of fabric for that day. So yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory, just tracking the weather. I may do something similar for rain, but I am not sure yet. Okay, so I guess I'll put this over here. My first day, it was 35 degrees, and for me that's dark blue. These are some of the scraps. I was given a bunch of scraps by a lady at church. Fantastic, so helpful. I have not been sewing that long, and so I mean, I've known how to sew since I was a kid, but I didn't have my own sewing set up at my house until about 1.5 years ago. So I don't have a ton of scraps. I think I like this. Yeah, this one. Okay, so my first color is going to be dark blue. And then I have 3 days of light blue. Oops. 3 days of light blue. This, I really like this, but it's really thin. I might try it. I am doing it on foundation pieces. So I'll do this for one of the days. And then, you can hear my dry hands on the fabric. I think that one. And then, well, actually, I have 5 light blue days in this, so we might be repeating a little bit. It's kind of a medium blue, but yeah, I'll use that one. And this actually, This is a light blue background. Hi. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 light blue. I think because I have so much of this, I'll do this twice. Because it should be okay on the thing. Yeah, I'll do it twice. Okay. Okay, so I have 5, or I need 5 light blue days, and I have 4. I think I'll use this twice because I have so much of it. Yeah. And then I have 1 day that was below 20, and so that's white. And it snowed on every day of this week. So there's my first week. I'm gonna move these scraps over here. My sewing room does not have a door on it, so there's gonna be kid noise, and it's gonna be okay. Okay, so here are my scrap choices. Are those all in there? I have day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6, 7. And we'll go to the next step. Okay, so I am foundation piecing this on an old mattress pad that I have this square. You want to make it a little bigger than your final square so that you can trim the sides straight, and you'll trim it down to the correct size at the end. I am going to be piecing onto this side because this side sometimes will catch in the feed. Is that what it's called? It catches in my sewing machine. And so I don't want to have this. I'd rather have this smooth side on the bottom. So I am going to start with the dark blue because on January 1st, it was warmer than 30 degrees. So I'm going to cut a piece that's a slightly large piece. Let me find my, there. You don't want to start with just a plain square or rectangle because you want to, well, I mean, you can, but you want to have kind of pieces to go off of without a ton of bulk. Let's see, I'm going to do this. This really is just make it look however you want. Because, well, first of all, it's your quilt. And second, you are just making it however you want to, whatever you like. I picked this medium blue because it was 28 degrees, so it was a little bit closer to 30. So I didn't do a light blue. But how I'm gonna do this? Let me get this. I think, how do I want to start? Let's do it here. So this is how it'll end up looking. I'm gonna go, turn over here to my sewing machine, and I'm just gonna stitch this down 1/4 inch straight across here. So I will be back. Okay. So next you can either finger press it down or you can iron it. But that's what we have first. So then the next day I have this color picked. It was 26 degrees. I think, so the lady that gave me all of these, she sews dresses for missionaries to take over to other countries, and so I think this is what that is from. So I'm gonna go, when you stitch it, you want to make sure that you go all the way to the edge of the other fabric, but also make sure that you cover by a little bit all the other seams. Like, you don't want this to be sticking out because it could end up fraying. Okay. Okay, this one's a little bit bubbly. I think I curved a little bit. So I'm gonna go iron this one down and then I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, y'all. I didn't think about this stuff. I immediately melted it. Oh well. This is laying flat and beautiful. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, so the next one is gonna be this pretty blue. I'm gonna use a bigger piece. I wanna make sure that I'm covering all of this with only 7 pieces. I gotta cover this a little bit. I don't wanna, okay. I'm gonna sew this right across here. That should, yeah, it'll be good. Okay. Okay, I'll just cover up my terrible mistake there. You can, if this is gonna show through the other, like if your back pieces are gonna show through what you're putting over it, you can trim that here, back here. But it's not really showing. There's enough detail in this that it's not showing. Okay, so next piece is white because it was 19 degrees. I'm just gonna go straight across here. Maybe a little bit this way. I don't know, because then that for sure will show through. The creative part of this is sometimes a little difficult. Okay, I'm gonna put this here. Yeah. Right across these two. So I make sure I encase those in here. Go stitch that. Okay. So this, you can see that the stripes do show through the white. So I'm gonna trim that back without cutting my seam. There. I'm gonna go ahead and trim some of this off just so it's not in the way. Okay, so there's my white piece. I have 2 more pieces that need to go on here. So the next one I showed a minute ago, this is the 25. It was 25 degrees, so this is another light blue. This is not super thick. I think that actually that will look good right there. It's all sticking together. If I put it there, I should have an, that should be enough to, because I made this 1.5 inches bigger. Then let's cut this. Yeah, since it's 1.5 inches bigger, I think it'll be okay. We'll put this here. I'm gonna line it right up because I have a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so it should be fine. But I think this is a pretty fabric to have in this corner. Right back. Okay, let's see how this looks. That looks good. I like it. Okay, so last piece is this light blue again. And I'm gonna put it in this corner here, like that. Let me cut off a bit. You always wanna go bigger because you can't add fabric, but you can take it away. Hello, Theodore. So I'm going to sew right here, and that will finish out my corner. I think I'm going to sew in a little bit so that there's enough of it to still see it once it's trimmed. So I'm going to put it in here a little bit. But you just want to make sure that you're sewing, like you don't need to sew on all of this, which I guess I can cut this extra so it's not in the way. But you just want to make sure that you're catching whatever you're piecing it on, whatever your foundation is. Okay, there it is. Okay, and I'll trim this side. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. I think this is really cute. And I mean, I can put it however. I kind of like it like that, I think. Let me grab my square. So this is my square. Ooh, let's see. Right up against this edge. Oh yeah, we'll be good. Okay. I'm going to go to the cutting mat and cut this. And then I'll show you what to do to kind of finish it. Because I'm not going to be piecing this together until the end of the year. And so I need to have, it needs to stay where it is until then. So I cut it down to 8.5 inches, an 8.5 inch square. What I'm going to do now is I am going to stitch all the way around the whole thing at probably as close as I can get, because I don't want it to be in my, like, I don't want it to come in where I'm gonna be sewing them all together, but I do want all of this to stay still, because I do still have to stitch on all of these squares. I have to stitch some snowflakes, at least one on each square. Not sure how I'm going to do that, but like how many I'm going to do. But I want everything to stay down, and we have, obviously these are not tacked. So I'm going to go around, stitch this. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, so I stitched all the way around, and this blue fabric is going to be problematic. It stretches and puckers, where these are all 100% cotton, quilting cotton type fabric. This is not. So I probably won't use that in any more squares, but it's there. It's pretty. And I'm not here for perfection. I'm not here to make perfect things. So, we are headed off to church. This looks so wonky. I guess that's the point. Okay, so we're headed off to church, and so I will do my other one tonight when we get back. Okay, so we are back from church, and it is way later, but I want to get the second block done tonight and in this video. So looking at the second week, I have light blue, white, light blue, light blue, light blue, dark blue, white. So I need 4 light blue, 2 white, and a dark blue, which I have so much dark blue, but I'm sure I'll use that later in the winter. I did find more of a stash, which I'm so excited about. I think I'm gonna use this white because it's got little swirlies on there. And it's been snowing so much. So this is the white I'm going to use in this block for both white spots, I think. I did find this one with some floral on it, and this one's got a little bit of a tan detail on it. But I think, yeah, I'm going to use this one for this block for both spots. So I'll put these aside. I'm sure this week I'm going to need white because it is real cold. And then I found some more dark blue. Let's do dark blue second end. I'm gonna use This one. That. And that. And then I need, here's one light blue. Thought those little dots are fun. This light blue, I didn't use this before. Ooh. It's so see-through. Scratch that. I need more light blue fabrics. Pause. Okay, I found this, which I'm going to use as a light blue. And this. And I love this as the dark blue, even though I'd already picked one. So, I'm going to do, let's see how many days I needed. 2, 3, 4 light blue days. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and I'll use this again, 4. So those will be my light blue days. And then my white. And I'm actually going to use this as my dark blue. It's so pretty. I thrifted this from somewhere. But it has all these like these big pieces off the side, so I can just cut off one of these and use that. Okay, so I started without filming, but I am just cutting some of these. I was gonna iron this one piece, but my iron is still gunky from earlier. Let's leave that. And then out of this, I'm just gonna cut a section out. And this is what I'm working with for this block. Okay, so my centerpiece needs to be light blue. And I think I'm going to use this as my center. So then I'll cut off, kind of make it, some say you need to have like 5 sides on it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because that's what you build off of. You can do whatever you want. Okay, day 2 is white. So I'm going to use this white and make sure I have the put right sides together. I'm going to do this side here and just stitch this right here. I think this is too long, so I'm just gonna stitch from here to here, and then the extra will get clipped away. Okay, so there's my first piece. That white one is huge. Okay, and then we have light blue for 3 days. So that's all 3 of these pieces. And, oh, I had it upside down. I definitely want to make room for this dark blue, which is the next one, away from this, because I'm not a huge fan of those right next to each other. They're fine, like, across from each other, but, like, I don't want them together. So, maybe I'll put this one here. Again, because this one's so big. So this is going to go, I'm going to sew from here to here and fold that out. Sometimes my brain doesn't do all of this designing very well when it is late. Okay, and then another light blue. I'm going to use this. Which one? Let's do this one. This is really just playing with it and seeing what you come up with. And this is not going to be, again, because I'm using scraps and I'm using whatever I have. The nature of the project is it does not always, it doesn't color coordinate great. Okay, I'm gonna snip some extra. I love this one so much. Oh no! How did I miss that? Okay, well, I'm gonna sew. There's a little slit right there. So I'm just gonna sew about 1/2 inch this way, and it'll just be 1/2 inch this way. Okay, probably could have been a little closer, but oh well. Okay, now this one, we're gonna put right, I'm gonna put this, where do I want this one? I want this one in this corner. So I just need to cover right here. And then I'll cover the rest of this with this piece. There. This is so fun. You can hear my kids' Adventures in Odyssey story in the background. So sorry. It's quite loud. But that's what they go to sleep to. So if I put this across here and cover this right here, then I still have, it's most of that white is covered. Okay. Okay, on this one, I'm for sure trimming all of this extra that's back here because I can use it. I really just made my pieces too big, but better too big than too small. Okay, so this whole side of this is this blue. Okay, and then I have one more day, and that is white. So this one and this one are the only ones that don't get snowflakes. The rest of these all get snowflakes. Okay. I'm going to do right here in this corner. There. Ooh. Oops. So much of this white left. Okay, I am happy with this. I think this is gonna look really cute. I know, so this was given to me, this was given to me, this was given to me, these were thrifted. So fun. Okay, I'm gonna go trim this to the right size and I'll be right back. I got it ironed and cut to the right size. Now I'm gonna stitch all the way around and then I'll be done. Okay, there it is. Well, this one bubbled a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. So here are my first two, and then frame, yeah. My first two squares. I should iron that one, it'll look better. Just a second. It looks a little better. Anyway, here is my week 1 and week 2. I am going to some point this week while watching TV or something, I'll put a few snowflakes on all but 2 of them. So these 2, yeah, I said that earlier. So these 2 don't get snowflakes. The rest of them get snowflakes because it has snowed so much here in Ohio. So comment down below if you are doing a temperature project this year. I would love to hear about it and what your method is, if it's crochet, if it's stitching. Yeah, just let me know. I'd love to hear about it. We'll see you next week. Bye.